The following recording is a comprehensive report detailing paranormal activity that took place within the Salvation High School between June 19th and June 23rd, 1976. Monday. During gym class, 11th grade student Oliver Baker claims that he can hear voices coming from underneath the floor. Several other students corroborate this story. When school officials come to investigate, they do not discern anything unusual. Several female students report seeing faceless things instead of their own reflections in the mirror of the bathroom during a passing period. They do not seem bothered by this. Tuesday. Students arriving to the school notice that the Indiana state flag is more than 3 meters above the top of the flagpole, attached to nothing. The American flag is not found. When observed, students claim that they can also see nine female figures hanging by ropes from the flagpole, which disappear immediately after being seen. During a freshman biology class, one student suddenly is seen rolling their eyes back in their head and descending into the floor. They reappear shortly after, above a ceiling panel in the corner of the room. Despite being able to identify the student, several of his classmates insist it was just a joke. Wednesday. Upon arriving at the school, maintenance staff and the custodians note that there is a full 2 inches of water across all levels of the building. Inexplicably, the principal decides not to close the school. At 7:56 a.m., the entire student body hears someone whisper the word "hello" in their right ear. Members of the school band realize that their instruments no longer produce any sound. However, when played, the students report seeing a small, black, human-shaped thing flickering in and out of view in the corner of the room, facing the wall. One student witnesses a dark figure walking up and away from the school through the air at an impossible angle. Eventually, the figure disappears from sight and is never seen again. No other students address this. Thursday. During gym class, senior Nate Bennett avoids a dodgeball when it phases through him. As he begins to sink into the floor, he screams for help. Nobody seemed motivated enough to help him. The entire school shifts upwards by roughly a foot off its foundations at 11:23 a.m. The vice principal sent to inspect the situation describes something small, with too many faces, grinning at him from underneath the building, before the school slowly resettles. The boys' locker rooms disappear and are replaced by something that screamed. Witnesses are unable to provide any further details. As the students leave the school for the day, they see 9 young women hanging in the air, roughly 25 meters above the school's parking lot. They can be seen silently mouthing words. All witnesses described their appearance as ugly and unremarkable. A panic ensues as town officials have no response for the women in the sky. The principal decides to close the school on Friday. Friday. The entire student body shows up for school on Friday. Being unable to get into the school due to the doors being locked, they assemble outside the front door and wait. No individuals in this group could describe why they were there. There is a knock on a window, and the entire student body sees a small, black, humanoid form standing outside of a classroom. The figure begins to phase in and out of the window. Witnesses describe its movements as jerky, erratic, and spasmodic. The figure disappears and the front door unlocks itself. The student body enters the school. The interior of the school has become non-Euclidean. As the students approach the back of the space, they realize they are moving down, not into. All students now hear whispers, and some at the edge of the group hear drums in the distance. Suddenly, the entire mass of students shifts 50 meters outside of the space. and are suddenly encased in rock and earth. The students spend roughly 20 seconds trapped in this area before reappearing back in the school. All students report being the only one in the building and, after wandering through the hallways for a short time, coming across a doorway below a doorway and entering the small sub-basement room. Inside, the students report seeing 3 separate visions. A woman crouched over a body of water, blood surrounding her feet and her arms extended into the air up to her elbows. A farmhouse in the middle of a grove of trees that is burning, while 9 humanoid figures hang in the air overhead. And a weeping woman digging in a field until her hands begin to rot and fall apart. Once the visions subside, the small black humanoid appears. Students hear the entity say the word, "Hello," again, and are immediately surrounded by 9 screaming female figures, and then are suddenly in their own homes. As agents enter the town to apply amnestics to the subjects, additional anomalous activity is reported around nearby houses. One unidentified person reports witnessing a weeping young woman running back into the school building. After following her into the now unlocked sub-basement, she is unable to find the young woman, but is the first to report the collapsed wall. The wall deteriorated even further until the gap in the foundation was large enough that a person could fit into. Further examination led to a small antechamber containing a stone arch. The findings of the search team are classified, and any exploration into the anomaly is forbidden until further notice. The original creator of the arch, or how it became buried so far underground, are the subjects of investigation. Inscribed on the stone arch is a phrase in English, not believed to exist elsewhere in literature. The way below winds deeper, longer. Unspeakable, its patterns laid. The lost, forever damned to wander. This thing, a quiet madness made.